You're on.
All right. I'm sitting here with Jamie Scrapp. I've known him over 3 decades now. I like to think that I really mean this. Blackboard Jungle without Jamie's influence would have been more in the tough vein, the Warrant vein, which isn't a bad thing. Which isn't a bad thing. Those are some of my favorite bands. But that other element we're heading there, actually we were called Ritz, and you actually said you wouldn't join our band until it was called Filthy Ritz, if you remember right. So
I had to dirty it up a little bit.
yes. So, and you dirtied us up a lot, and we all pay that price. We all pay that price to this day. Let's start with, before I go on, why don't you tell us a little about yourself for people that might not know you?
Well, I grew up in New Jersey, Toms River, right outside of Seaside Heights, New Jersey. Just grew up loving music and rock and roll and playing music. And then when I played the roller forum, I met you guys. It's a battle of the bands at the Brick Roller Forum.
What year was that about? That's had to be like.
That'd be like 86, maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
Or 85. No, I was in high school still, I think. Maybe
yeah.
But
yeah.
No, right after.
Okay. All right. So, and we've been friends ever since. There's big story. We could do 10 hours. We could do 10 hours and 10 hours a day for 10 years probably on this. But what would you say your relation and influence to Blackboard Jungle in the Weekend is? How did it all start? Where does it lie? Just a few sentences.
My relation to Blackboard Jungle now?
Yeah.
The reunion? Well, you know, I think us playing together previously to Blackboard Jungle, you know, grew our relationship a lot. And then when you guys started the reunions, I just wanted to be a part of it somehow. You know, I like getting involved, the energy of it. I love to see how people are drawn to your band, and I love your music. And it's just fun bringing everybody together for the party, don't you think? It's like,
right. Oh, yeah, but Blackboard Jungle was an extension, basically, of another band, Filthy Ritz, that was, you know, your concept. So you want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, Filthy Ritz was us all moving out here and just dying to get to LA and play and get our influences out. And it was just, you know, it was like a quick flash in the pan, but it was just fun. It was a fun time. We just came to Hollywood starved to learn about it. And, you know, Filthy Ritz was so excited just to get out and see life that we didn't shed enough at home and play that much. You know, you probably stayed home and wrote more than anybody else. But it was just a time and an energy, I think.
Yeah, and that energy, you know, I mean, I think like you and I as kids, when we heard Live Like a Suicide, that wasn't GNR. I could almost say Filthy Ritz was Live Like a Suicide of BBJ.
Yeah. It was just a burst of energy of us coming to Los Angeles and experiencing things.
And who was in that band again? Who was in Filthy Ritz in the final incarnation?
I was the drummer. You were the bass player. Kenny Price singing, Dave Zink, and we played together for a little less than a year. Then we broke up.
Yeah.
And then,
okay. And you were in two other bands with Kenny. Which was your favorite band you were in with Kenny? You've been in 3 bands with Kenny. What was your favorite one?
You know, it's. I'm never a favorite person. You know what I mean? Things have different purposes. I love Jet 68. I think that was a great original band, but there was a lot of tension and controversy in that band that never felt natural.
Right.
But I loved what we did. I wish we'd gone a lot further and we were a little more, you know, directed in a different direction. But No Thanks was fun because that was just playing tunes for fun, not so uptight. And it had a little bit of punk rock energy. And I had more fun playing in No Thanks, even though that was short-lived, than Jet 68. But there was moments of Jet 68 that were amazing.
Well, I mean, when Joseph Kahn was one of the biggest directors at the time. That was a big thing. Britney Spears, Aerosmith video. Somehow, you guys got him to direct the video for you.
Yeah. That all happened because Eddie was working in like a post house doing visual effects, and he worked on one of his videos. But Eddie just suggested, "Hey, I got a band. You want to check us out?" And he was like, "Yeah." And it just worked out so naturally. He said, "Yeah, I want to make a video with one of my cohorts that." He brought us in, and they paid for the whole thing. It was a big production.
What was the song?
Jet 68 Super Queen.
Okay, we'll have to put a link to that up here. All right. What is your favorite Blackboard Jungle song? I know you don't like favorites. What's your favorite?
Guy, but man, some of the ballads I really love. Just because I connect with them lyrically. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Pick one.
Like California, Prettiest Things, or Prettiest Ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. All
I
right.
like a lot of your grunge era stuff too. You know,
You do. You do. We always fight.
Like Hope and Water just kills me. You know, Shade of Fall and all those. You know, those were great too. You know.
Yeah.
Also, I don't remember. I can't think the whole catalog.
Yeah. But you really like that aggressive era, and even some of the Brett Bradshaw stuff, that aggression. And I'm not that into that era, but you really and a lot of people like that era.
I like the sound and the thickness of the music, and it wasn't because of Brent Bradshaw. I freaking push up Joel's drumming, but it was just I think quarterly I liked where you were hitting a lot in that.
Okay.
You know, it was kind of crunchy. You know, I like that.
Yeah. And what do you think is so special about the weekend? I know it's a hard thing, but you really put this together, and sometimes I don't know why you deal with all of us and the madness, but I know the main reason is for the people that come. I mean, the only reason you don't throw your hands up from the 4 nutcases that are in this band or for the Carol Bakers, for the people out there. I mean, I don't think they know that you literally sit and want to give them joy. So explain that.
Yeah, man, it's just so much fun. It's a good time, and everybody gets to go back and have a feeling of nostalgia, but it's also gives us something right now, our friendships that are still there, that we can still work on, and our friends every day. It keeps us all connected. It gives us something to look forward to. You know?
Yeah.
So much fun. And the fun part has been bringing all these other bands on board and making them see of how fun it is all these years, right? Like when we
Yeah, I agree with you.
Started to get like, let's get other bands to do reunions. There were so many years where these bands would fight it. It's like, come on, how many years can we work on swinging things? The Glamour is like, nope, we're not into it. Then it happens, and everybody's like, yeah, this is a great time, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Totally.
you don't have to live in the past. It's like it's now, and it's now, and everybody's still happy and cool, you know?
Yeah.
Bands age really well, you know, like there's still good music. That's what I mean. The music
We're talking about swinging thing there. That band might look better now. I mean, come on, that's the bar, man. Like, who in that band doesn't look 26? And they play like,
you're like, man, they can come on stage right now. It's just nobody's gonna go, hey, that's you know, that's a band that a few years ago, you know.
And then when we were always coming up, you always screamed the Glamour Punks, you and Dave, and you got to play with them when they really came together at the reunion, and that was a special reunion. People have passed away from that reunion. That was a big special night at the Roxy. Tell us a little bit about the
Glamour Punks. I mean, their music, when Mandy came out with his vision, I always thought it was great. I always appreciated it. I mean, I like punk rock a lot, and you know, it's not, I like glam rock too, you know what I mean?
But me and you actually fought about that. You loved it so much. We would fight because you loved it.
I loved it. I thought it was great. And, you know, I was jealous of a lot of the stuff they did, you know, because I like aggressive music, you know what I mean? I like both sides, you know, so I liked always watching them over the years. And, yeah, it was just fun to be a part of that a few times. I played drums with them once and then bass with them once, you know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Now we have a very special video. Do you want to I think people doubted me when I chose this Dolly Parton, Kenny Rogers song, because the song is "You Can't Make Old Friends," and it's not. I didn't know that was the greatest song, but it's an extension of what this whole thing is built on, which is friends. There's friends being made inside the reunions. There's friends made before there. You know, so this is an extension, and you kind of put something together and talk about the video making it.
The video, it was really cool. When you said originally Kenny Rogers, of course I'm like, what the Kenny Rogers?
Yeah.
Like I heard the lyrics and I knew right away. It's just brilliant. It's kind of like in the vein I think you write as a lyricist.
Yeah.
And, it's so great just describing the importance of old friends, and you can't make them. You can't make an old friend in a day. So you orchestrated all these people playing on it, and everybody just kicked ass on sending in their parts. And I put together, you know, we just got a quick batch of pictures, and I put together the best I could with what we had. It's just a ambitious slideshow, but I really
that's the quote of the whole. That's the quote of all these bands. The best we could with what we had. That should be an album.
It's not like we sat and like dug and had it perfectly lined up. We just took what we had and swapped it together. And there's so many people that could have been in this pictures in this video. What I'd love to, but we had what we had and we went with it, and it was just a collection, and we had to run with it and cut it. So
yeah, because you kept calling me up stressing over people that, man, I told you just it's a picture. Everybody knows they count.
Yeah.
It was just a picture that was being painted, and what I thought was interesting that there's a moment with Greg Warkel, who's a big part, and I asked you, was he on that screen too because on purpose that long in this one shot? or was it just how it ended? And there was something behind most of the shots as we talked, and I cried pulling over, looking at the template of the, this was done last night. There's a lot of energy. This was just last night that I saw the first version of this.
Yeah, you know? No, there's some pictures I hang on longer because they have some importance to me. And I realize everybody's not going to get the same emotion out of seeing pictures of people that you and I would. And I was like, this video's for us. It's our family.
Yeah. And then hopefully it goes out.
It meant a lot to me seeing Greg Warkel's face, like a guy who meant so much to my life. And seeing just a really endearing picture of him meant a lot to me. I got a little connected, emotional a few times watching him. But everybody's not going to feel that because it's not their same relationships we have. Right?
Yeah, and the cool thing is when we were writing the song, I was fighting with Jesse because there's a breakdown where it's pretty much just vocals, and I was pissed that there was nothing. I was actually pissed, but Jesse assured me it would be okay, and that didn't make sense till you started making the video and did what you did, which. To me, that section is a whole video in itself where it's just Kenny and I feel something. It'll be interesting to see what people get off that because I got a lot off that. That's what it first came from.
But it felt stark and empty in that place, and then it comes back into connection, you know. So yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for that, and we will see you on the internet tonight. And the video should be
fun. I can't wait to see everything that happens. And Britt, thank you for you put so much work and you brought so many people together again, just with all these little projects as you do at your reunion.
Yeah. But let me tell you,
I'm just glad to be a part of it.
Thank you. And the thing with the word Blue Band Group, Dave came up with that. I do want, it's not enough to just run on Blackboard Jungle. It's cool that Mandy sang in a song, even Danny Nolan's played bass on a song. I want to bring more people in and create music in this group, and Jesse being the curator of putting it all together. It'd be nice to just maybe have Paul from Swinging Things sing on a song, or Henry playing a song with Kenny, or you playing a song with Mandy. Just, I want to bring over the years, there's no reason why we shouldn't be bringing all these kids that moved out on the heels of Guns N' Roses and put our lives into, not gave up, to make some music and some things like this for it. That we got the tools. We don't have to rent out $1 studios. So hopefully we can do more.
Proud, you know?
What'd you say?
Let's just keep it going. I'd like to get in on some stuff, and there's a lot of people to pull in.
Yeah, so this is just the start of a new era. I love you, man, and I'll talk to you tonight. I'll probably talk to you in 15 minutes as well.
Love you too, man. Talk to you soon.